Hey everyone, welcome back. We're gonna jump right in. No wasting any time. It is time for Gizmoduck. Yes, I kind of want to say that he may be actually one of my favorites. He's just such a fun character. And I was going to make this video sooner, actually, considering he is one of my favorites. And plus, I did get some requests for Gizmoduck, but then the synopsis for the crossover was released, and Morgana was specifically mentioned, so it was just, she kind of had to come first, right? That's how that worked out. So yes, anyway, Gizmoduck. So while not in his suit as a civilian, he is known as Fenton Crackshell. And as a civilian, Fenton works as Scrooge's accountant. But Gizmoduck was created for and hired by Scrooge to serve as chief security guard for the money bin. Eventually, Fenton became an acquaintance of Drake Mallard through Launchpad, and Gizmoduck became an ally of Darkwing Duck due to a failed scheme by Steelbeak. And both relations are rocky at best. But unsurprisingly, Gizmoduck only has an inkling of this fact and warmly calls his St. Canardian colleague Wingy. We all know kind of how Darkwing Duck is, especially, you know, with that little bit of ego, so having a nickname like Wingy kind of, I'm not, again, one of the reasons why I love Gizmoduck. So, like many of the characters, Gizmoduck was created by Tad Stones. And, little tidbit, the inspiration for Gizmoduck lies in the 1987 movie RoboCop. And that's further played into that with the GICU-2 being based off the ED-209. Gotta love it. Especially since, like, that, just, again, childhood and so many things being an inspiration for something else, and honestly, I didn't even know that RoboCop was an influence, so that just made Gizmoduck that much better. And on top of that, Gizmoduck was initially called Roboduck, and on top of that, in non-English speaking countries, he still goes by Roboduck, which kind of explains the R-shaped insignia on his chest. I always wondered as a kid why, you know, it was R-shaped, or when his name was Gizmoduck, and now it finally makes sense. Like, we've come full circle. This is amazing. Now, Fenton himself is not stupid. He can count faster than the speed of sound. The guy is smart, or the duck is smart. But his ambitious ideas and hasty decision-making tends to create some serious problems. And when you couple that with his wanting to make amends each time by any means necessary, he tends to make problems even worse. I mean, you can go ahead and say, you know, his heart's in the right place and everything, but sometimes it's just kind of like, you need to step back, you need to stop, right? So because of all that, any character that deals with him, it's a requirement for them to be extremely patient. And as we all know, that's not exactly one of Darkwing Duck's forte personality traits. So yeah, as you can see, that would create tension. To be fair, which character doesn't create tension for Darkwing? Really? Other than, even Morgana does. For those of you who may not have, you know, watched Darkwing, or kind of, you know, forgot some of the history behind some of these characters, Fenton became Gizmoduck by accident. Yes, the Gizmo suit is made by Gyro Gearloose. And I mostly remember seeing him in the 2017 reboot. I love his character. He's just, there's something about, I love it. They did a good job. But anyway. And so when he created the Gizmo suit, he put in place a secret code to activate the suit. That code being Blatherskite. And honestly, with that kind of word, like, you can see why he picked it. It's so random. It's so out there. So it's you know, he assumed it was a safe word to use for a code. Who the heck's going to come up with it? Unfortunately for him, blather and blatherskite is a frequently used phrase by Fenton. And as fate would have it, one day he wandered too close to the suit, uttered his expression, and gained a secret identity as a superhero. I mean, sometimes you gotta go, who doesn't wish for that kind of luck? And I do kind of find it cute that despite the code simply being blatherskite, he always uses blatherin blatherskite or blabberin blatherskite. It's gone back and forth between the two over time. So the fact that he uses his entire phrase still kind of means that he was never told it's just blatherskite. You don't need to say the whole thing. I guess maybe Gyro just went, no, you stole my suit. I don't know. So yes. And as I mentioned before, his name is Fenton Crackshell for both the original DuckTales and Darkwing Duck. But in the 2017 DuckTales reboot, they changed his name to Fenton Crackshell Cabrera. A change more than likely made to give some representation to his voice actor, Lin-Manuel Miranda, who is Puerto Rican. Now, I have to remind everybody that this show is a parody. And so, of course, the interactions between Gizmo and Darkwing parody other superhero archetypes, because this is what this show does. And like I said before, every time I realize, oh, this is what they were parodying, it makes it that much better. So in terms of the superhero parodies, they are mostly parodying mostly Batman and Superman and Iron Man and Captain America. Makes sense. And this part, it hurt a little bit to find this out. So of course, Gizmoduck appears in the comics. But what you may not know is there is an unpublished story by Aaron Sparrow for the Darkwing Revival comics. Of course, you know, not the only unpublished story. But this one specific unpublished story was to feature a return to the Negaverse from Life, the Negaverse, and Everything. And it would have featured an appearance by Gizmoduck's Negaverse counterpart. And it kills me that we weren't able to see that. And James Silvani was kind enough to do a drawing of it, so we have an idea of what this would have looked like. But currently now all I want to see is Darkwing Duck and Gizmoduck face off against Negaduck and Nega Gizmoduck. Please, James, actually, can we have a little doodle of that? Yes, please, just a doodle. You know we're gonna like it anyway. So that's the end of this one. As always, be kind to yourselves, be kind to one another, be the good that you want to see in the world, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.